And there we go. Alive, ho. Thursday, almost Friday, practically the weekend. Just a thing I habitually say. Also, my boss is off work this week, so it's good. No, in all seriousness, I'm still working. Well, not now, obviously, bloody 8 o'clock at night. But all very self-directed in my work. So, yeah, but anyway. Yay. That Icy Saracen, that sums it up. Beta Friday, whatever you want to call it. And Pugwash, I was hoping someone would get some binary puns in there, going hexadecimal. And hello, Megaleech. Why? I just feel like I've got a headache coming on. That's really weird. You know, I was making this for a cocktail channel video. I just shot the video making this. This is a rum Sazerac. Salumi. Happy Thursday. Happy International Non-Binary Persons Day. Tasty. No, see, Pugwash, you might be onto something there. We don't want that. Don't want me sobering up with a headache. Drink more. That's the answer. Yes, protect oneself from the headache. Ah, dang! You got morning teas banned just yesterday. Yeah, no, we'd had a big thing was meant to happen, a morning tea thing. And they've just gone like, yeah, no, we can't in good conscience have a work mandated gathering of people when the COVID risk is so high. So I get that's super annoying when you had a special thing to celebrate. Not going into the office at all. I've been kind of going in one day a week on Tuesdays because Mrs. Angry was kind of compelled to go into her work on Tuesdays. And I didn't go this week because I had my COVID booster on Tuesday. And I was fine on Tuesday, but I mean, I had to go and get it done. I was fine on Tuesday. Wednesday, I was really tired. I was still like working, but fuck me, the joy of working from home. I had to go and lie down for an hour in the middle of the day because it's just like I cannot focus on anything. I'm fucked. But now I won't go in at all because it's not safe. Icy Saracen. That's what we call bad decision juice. Energy drink and alcohol. Bad decision juice. And greetings to you, Dr. Abigail. No. This could maybe do with a teeny bit more sweetening, but it's nice. Very boozy drink. Red Bull and whiskey. Another bad decision juice. I like it. I am in favor of bad decision juice. And yes, Pugwash, what that leads to is the wide awake. It's kind of like the espresso martini. If it's made with serious espresso, as the saying goes, drink that wakes you up and fucks you up. So me having a dark and stormy, but with white rum, because you drank your dark rum. Why not? I had a dark and stormy without the rum the other day, aka ginger ale, because I feel like I remember that as a nana remedy for not feeling well. Have some ginger ale. Fucking stove just started buzzing. You probably can't hear it, but it annoys the shit out of me. I just gotta have to hit the button. But just for a couple of seconds, I gamify this. I try and hit an exact number. It's at 12 and it's buzzing, and I got to get it to go all the way around. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2. Ooh, 005. That's okay. My goal is always 001. Get it just past the clock. It's good. Might not last long tonight. Oh, went for a light show and you're tired. That is absolutely fine. It's your day. You're allowed to do whatever you want, as much or as little as you want. No one's allowed to tell you what to do. I was about to say, no one's allowed to tell you what to do today. Then we'll look at what happens the rest of the year, being, invalidated and, yes, people, right? What a bunch of bastards. But yes, every time I see the latest weirdness from like evangelical right-wing nutters, it's just like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? Like, particularly in America, in the United States, they are actively fucking dangerous. Like, they're freakishly, disturbingly dangerous. Yeah, that's the sad thing. Yeah, low-key hate crime done a daily. Yeah, fucking bullshit. What was that? You got sick of existing around cisheads. Ah, yeah. The cis, right? Am I right? Am I right? Nettie, hello. Excellent point, Pugwash. The evangelicals in the United States, they are very binary. They not only reject non-binary people, they are very binary and they see only American and non-American. And they probably subdivide that into another binary within America. They have that weird thing about Americans and real Americans. Just that dumb fuckery. Don't know that I'll mix any more drinks tonight. I've got my there we go, heavy on the rum. This is my rum old fashioned. I've still got a fuck ton of rum old fashioned. I need to make another apple liqueur. That was super yummy. Last one I made out of whiskey. Might make one out of rum. Speaking of, the freedom quotient just went up. Chris, how are you doing? Hazy Saracen. Angry bisexual YouTuber, shoe on head. Bisexual. That actually does happen. Okay, shoe on head is a fucking idiot, in my opinion. From my very, very limited exposure to her. A lot of my bi friends refer to bi erasure from some corners of the LGBT world. So that's a real thing. A lot of people experience it. Yeah, no, but Nettie's a YouTuber. Just spouts out of shit. Oh, geez. Pugwash, that's a whole different thing in North and South America, the natives and the invaders. Yeah, one wonders, but yeah, shoe on head. So, Chris, you're doing pretty good. Hypothetically hired. You got to love being hypothetically hired. Well, maybe you'll be like me. Like, I finally got my full-time job. This started being talked about more than a year ago. And it was literally supposed to happen a year ago. And it didn't. And then it didn't happen 6 months after that. And then it was all kind of signed, sealed on, because this outfit runs on financial year, end of June. It was all signed, sealed. My contract ran to the end of June. But then I had to wait for some induction stuff to come through. So I had a couple days off. It was actually only like 2 or 3 days off. And then I was on again. So yes, hopefully that works for you too. After being strung along for a very long time, I actually got to job. Pugwash, I'm trying to work out the context for doing a Boris. I can kind of guess what that is, but it's not me. Oh, Icy Saracen. Same gig. It's same place. where I've been contracting for 2.5 years. Now I'm there permanently. So I'm a cybersecurity business analyst, which I actually quite like. Yes. Oh, okay. Quit, but not quit. Well, no. I was not quitting. I was literally just switching from contract to permanent. Same job, same place. And Hellian, hello, Kirsten. Nice to see you. Well, Chris, possibly never contracting again. But I literally took this because I worked really well in this environment for 2.5 years, and I'm not a young man. So maybe I can just slide off into a cushy retirement. Like, I don't know when I get to retire, 10 or 15 years from now. Maybe I can just slide into an easy retirement in this job. So that was my thinking, basically. Not that I was really sort of stressed by contracting world, but it's like, you know what? I managed to build up a lot of money in the bank, for me anyway. And now I'm in this thing where I'm getting on really well. And if I take on a permanent role, I get to maybe slide into a cushy retirement. That's my plan. That's my thinking. Oh, I see, Saracen. My origins, like at uni, I did a theatre degree. It's called theatre media. A BA. I have a Bachelor of Arts in theatre and media. And that's where I met Aidsy, actually. He was doing the same course. My last year was his first year. So I'm a little bit older than Aidsy. And then that was useless. And then I started doing phone work because I answered a job for out-of-work actors. Use your voice skills. I was doing phone work. And then one of the jobs I was on, the manager just said one day, "You seem to be the only one who puts any real thought into how to improve our systems, does any analyzing what's going on. There's a role called a business analyst, and we need one. And I think you'd be good at it." And so I went, okay. And I learned on the job how to be a business analyst. And that's what I've been doing for 20 years. But yes, I was trained in the theater, which is kind of why I like YouTube, because I get to be silly. Kirsten, oh no, it's plague on your house. 2.5 years dodging husband's 2 lines on the rat. Yeah. Yeah, well, I was surprised because I got my booster this week. They said, because I answered, yes, I've had COVID. They go, you can't have a booster if you've had COVID in the last 3 months. And I was like, oh shit, I don't actually remember. It's at least 2 or 3 months ago. But of course, the way I could work out is by look up my YouTube videos and find the streams I did when I was isolating in the bedroom. And so I'm just saying, hang on a sec, I've got 4 months ago. No, it was 4 months ago. I'm fine. So yes, it was 4 months ago I had COVID. Mrs. Angry still hasn't had it. Young Ms. Angry still hasn't had it. Mrs. Angry's lad hasn't. So at full capacity, there's 5 people in this house, and only 2 of them have had COVID. And we successfully isolated within the house and didn't give it to anyone else. Young Mr. Angry gave it to me. He was bloody social butterfly going out everywhere. And then he got told people he was out with had it. And he said, yeah, my throat feels a bit scratchy. We did a rat. It turned in negative and said, I think that might be a false negative. Yeah, stayed in the room for a couple of days and didn't go away. And I don't remember if we did a second test and then third test, or if it was just a second test, but it was basically saying, okay, you've been isolating. I think he'd done 2 rats over 2 or 3 days that were both negative. Then on the third day, said okay. And then I felt my throat was a bit scratchy, which is what he complained of. But anyway, and then we said, okay, this is the final rat. If this is negative, you're out of jail. Came back positive. And then I'm going oh God, I have the same symptom he had. And so yeah, then Mrs. Angry went out and got PCR tests. She tested negative. I tested positive. There you go. And we snogged and stuff, and she still not after the test, but before the test when I was obviously had the fucking virus. So it's a real dice roll if you get it or not. So you're getting your 4th next week. Yeah. Even if it's not, there's some argument about whether it significantly boosts your protection against getting the Omicron variants, but there seems to be strong evidence it's, particularly in us older people, it's very good at preventing serious illness. Yay. Because we don't want serious illness. Yes. So yeah, it's weird how much of a lottery it is whether or not you get it. You're trying to get it so you have it at the same time, making out like teens. Nice. It's funny because Mrs. Angry is a health worker. I've told this story before, but her result came through relatively quickly with a negative. Mine took much longer, but we're getting towards bedtime and my throat scratchy. I was kind of like, I'm positive I'm going to be positive. And so I still didn't have my result when we're going to bed. But we're like, we should sleep separately because even though I don't have my result yet, I think it's going to be positive. And so we did. And then about half an hour after I went to bed, my phone dinged. You've tested positive. It's like, okay. We did the right thing in Sleepy Zero. Yes, Pugwash, that's the goal. Not dead yet. And Slimmy, you forgot to ask GP about getting a jab. Yeah, the general thing now is anyone over 30 can get it. And then there's certain, if you're younger than 30, there's certain health conditions where they say you can get it. Recommended for people over 50. Okay for people over 30. So, yeah, there's that. All right. I still have that bum fungus. Yes, Dumbledore looking bastard. My hair's okay. I need to wash my hair because I brushed it and it's just stayed in place. When it's freshly washed, I'm a super Dumbledore looking bastard. It comes out here and stuff. So that's probably tomorrow night. I'll probably wash my hair tomorrow. Then it'll be all froofy for the stream. Party night stream. Probably party night. I'm not tired anymore. I was really tired yesterday. Yes, Salumi, past your 30th birthday makes you over 30. Lucky you've got me to answer these questions for you. Past your 30th birthday makes you over 30. You are 30 and some days. Okay, some ice. It's one of my small rocks glasses. So I will do my less large piece of ice. Put that back in the freezer. Freezers. All right. And yeah, but it's funny. It's like when you're right on the cusp of something, that's the real question. Like, wait, does that make me under or over on the line? There's no answer for on the line. Far we're being completely responsible. Ooh, you know what? No, I'm going to have this. I've still got, I got distracted by the shiny thing. I've still got this. It's a clarified cocktail that has absinthe in it, which is why it's that color. Might have that tomorrow night. I just feel like having this old fashioned. And if you stir that a bit, because that's just at room temperature and we like it nice and cold. So stir it. And also melt the ice a bit, dilute it because it's super friggin' boozy. Made with multiple rums. So Pugwash 30 plus. Saves us adding letters to be inclusive of ages, yeah. I did see that, Kirsten. So a Melbourne distillery that specializes, in fact, only makes rye whiskey. No, it makes liqueurs too. But the only whiskey they make is rye whiskey. I have two of their limited ryes over there. Very nice, the Gospel. I also have their Yumbo Limoncello and their what's the other liqueur? It's like a bitter red aperitivo. Very yummy. But yes, they had their responsible rye. It's a zero alcohol rye, which is really interesting. Four Pillars put out a non-alcoholic one as well. Ah, yeah, it's because it was very interesting because Gospel were doing a thing like, because I'm on their mailing list, about Rye July, and because some people are trying to do something foolish like encourage not drinking alcohol, they have Dry July, like don't drink during July, and so Gospel were doing a sort of puns, calling it Rye July. You should drink rye in July, but then they were like, they'd all support things, but we do actually support Dry July. So here's things for Dry July, and then went also we're bringing out a non-alcoholic rye, which is very interesting. I'm not going to pay for a non-alcoholic rye myself, but yeah. Okay, so Four Pillars non-alcoholic beverage is called Bandwagon, which I love. That's fun. Actually, I don't even know how much non-alcoholic rye is. The Gospel Whiskey. I'm just looking at their website. Yes, I'm of legal drinking age. Responsible rye, so they call it. $46. Oh, it's 0.5% alcohol, as opposed to their normal like 45%. Responsible rye over a year in development. Commitment to flavor and perfecting the recipe without compromise. They recommend you have the responsible rye with dry ginger ale, slice of orange. Well, that's neat. Well, see, in terms of drinks, Pugwash, dry means not sweet. You get the spectrum, like you get dry ginger ale. That's a less sweet ginger ale, because ginger ale can be very sweet. And you get vermouths. You get a spectrum from dry to sweet vermouths, and sort of spectrum in between. Okay, that's weird. If that's a real cash-in thing. So they're drinking like non-alcoholic seltzers, so it looks like White Claws or something. But yeah, soda water. But you just get if I wanted a non-alcoholic seltzer, I'd just be getting friggin' Cappy soda waters. Those lightly flavored soda waters Cappy have are friggin' awesome. Yeah, and so low and no alcohol options is an excellent thing. Helps lots of people. I mean, I would be interested to taste the responsible rye, but I ain't paying for a whole bottle. All right. Speaking of low alcohol, yum. And yeah, that's my problem, Kirsten. They're so expensive when they're not paying the excise. And yeah, I mean, we've had this discussion before. What I think that is they are concerned if they market their non-alcoholic spirits at a price that's actually realistic, which would be more like $20, they won't be taken seriously. I think they artificially price them higher so they'll be taken more seriously. That's a theory. I don't have any solid evidence for that, but that's a theory I've developed. Of course, I had a non-alcoholic coffee. That shows some willpower. So still we have sober friends. Yeah. And in so many mocktails are just like fruit juice and soda water. So if you have something that is the profile of a drier, boozier drink, it can be more fun to drink. Chris, good replacement for soda pop. Can't have that on your diet. Yeah, well, that's where you want sugar-free stuff. Bum fungus, Chivas Regal effect. Put garbage at a high price so people think it's premium. Yeah, honestly, that is a good analogy. It's there is a mindset that a lot of people have. If something's cheap, that's because it's rubbish. It's kind of like the Costco brand Kirkland. They are, generally speaking, quite good products, the various alcohols under the Kirkland brand. Like they source the spirits from quite reputable distilleries and then bottle them under their own label. But yeah, lots of people act really snobby. But again, I would challenge the vast majority of people in a blind taste with Kirkland brand stuff and other name brands that have trouble telling them apart. Nettie, you like with lemonade. I don't have that many drinks with lemonade. Who's excited for upcoming economic downturn? You're trying to hype that, Chris. Trying to hype that? Yeah. Global economic downturn. That sounds like fun, doesn't it? Possibly another reason that it's a good deal for me to get a permanent job now, because I'm less likely, not impossible, but less likely to use it in an economic downturn. You're hoping to pounce on a condo right as the housing market. Well, yeah, that's the other thing. The absolute collapse of the housing market's about 10 years overdue, but who knows? See, bum fungus, that's thinking. Coffee and lemonade. I have to get Nettie to try coffee and lemonade and report back. Yes. Can have Mr. Black and lemonade, which is a very, very coffee-ish coffee liqueur. Yummy. I think should I have some water after this and then have another drink, or just have another drink, then just drink water? I don't know. Kirsten hoping for the same thing. Housing market crash. Yeah, Chris, I think our lemonade is your club soda. Jesus, Pugwash, what were you thinking? Coffee and cola. God damn. So yeah, the American lemonade would get called here either lemon squash, or I've seen it kind of marketed as real lemonade, or home style, or old fashioned lemonade. Yeah, but what we call lemonade, I think you call club soda. Cultural differences. They're a thing. Oh, yeah. So, Nettie, you think old-fashioned lemonade? Yeah, I've seen it marketed as that. I've seen it marketed as real lemonade, and of course, although lemon squash is sweeter than American lemonade. American lemonade tends to actually have a taste of lemon in it, whereas lemon squash doesn't really. Just very vaguely a taste of lemon, mostly sugar. So you used to get in the pub with the kiddie. Dad'd be in there drinking. We get to sit outside in the beer garden and get lemon squash sent out to us. I remember, yeah, in Dubbo there was a pub that like had a swing set and stuff. It was friggin' daycare for the children of alcoholics. Pugwash Shop Pepsi Max advertised in Spain. Maximum caffeine, no sugar. They use have used a similar tagline here, because I don't know if it's the same recipe in the US as here, but here Pepsi Max has more caffeine than any other Pepsi flavor, subset, whatever the fuck you'd call it. And yes, no sugar. I think they changed it to say max taste, no sugar. Yeah, see, Nettie, we are of a relatively similar generation. Lemon squash for the kids. And of course, the more mature version of a non-alcoholic drink in an Australian pub is lemon bitters. So, yes, that actually sums it up beautifully, Annette. In Australia in the 70s, 80s, everybody and nobody was an alcoholic, in that everybody really was, but no one identified as one. As you started to use real sugar. Oh, yeah, the corn syrup shit in the US. Yes, our soft drinks with sugar are made with real sugar. Rabid Game Fan Pepsi Max has an exuberant amount of caffeine. Yes. And ginseng. Okay. So yeah, I knew it had more caffeine than any other Pepsi. That was its whole marketing thing. Extra caffeine and no sugar. Absolutely cornered the market in young men who wanted a non-sugar drink, because Coke successfully marketed Diet Coke to women, and then Pepsi had Diet Pepsi, which went nowhere, and but then they came up with Pepsi Max, which they marketed to young men really successfully, and Coke realized, we've got none of that market. Fucking Pepsi absolutely own that market. And that's where Coke Zero comes from. Well, now they changed it to Coke No Sugar. But Coke Zero is okay. Not as good as Pepsi. Oh, God, yes, Nettie. Shandies and sherries for the ladies. Oh, my God. I see Saracen Daily. Get in good pub fights. No. I've probably been punched in a pub. But no. Not the hugest fan of getting in fights. Extremely long time since I've been in a fight. Ooh, Tab. Okay. Tab was different. Tab was a no sugar cola alternative in the 70s and 80s here. There was a clear Coke and a clear Pepsi that didn't last very long. No one wanted them. Was it Crystal Pepsi? And I forget what the clear Coke was called here. But Tab was around in the God, it might still be around in some weird markets, but that was around in the 70s and 80s. Was it Crystal Coke? I thought it was Crystal Pepsi. See, I don't even remember. Ah, yes. So, yeah, Rabbit Fan, that's what I remember. Tab was Coke's sugar-free cola before Diet Coke. Yeah. Oh, yes, Nettie, that Tab jingle. And that was the first major advertising thing that had Elle Macpherson in it. A very young Elle Macpherson was in a Tab Cola ad, walking down a beach in a bikini, having men ogle at her. Pum fungus. Crystal meth. That's a slightly different market, I think, just slightly different. Ugh. But there's all different markets, categories. The advertisers want to get everyone. They find something for everyone. And yes, there's a particular demographic for whom crystal meth is quite big. Rubber game fan, tab clear, specifically to tank Crystal Pepsi's reputation as a selling tool. Oh yeah, so yeah, Dr. Abigail says that was Crystal Pepsi. And then there was the cola, never made it to Australia. It was in some places in America in the 90s, meant to appeal to Gen X and their cynical worldview. It was called OK Cola. And the cans were like white with some very sort of rudimentary cartoon line drawings on them. And it's like the logo was just like it was handwritten, OK Cola. That's meant to appeal to Gen X and their cynicism. Didn't. Mind you, okay, now I feel compelled. I'm going to... it's probably like someone's probably selling it on eBay or something. OK Cola. OK Soda is a discontinued drink created by Coca-Cola Company in 1993. For sale. OK Soda products for sale on eBay. Fuck off. Okay. Wait. Oh, yeah, look, I'll show you. This was okay. So I'm a game fan. There's OK Soda TV ads. Okay, cool. All right. But I'm going to show you some of the labels. Yes, Nettie, cynical marketing to a cynical generation. No wonder it didn't work. Share my screen. Okay. So this is a lot of 11 vintage beverage. So they're empty. $9.99. So Clinton Cola. Some odd Pepsi labels. Yeah, and you see our OK Cola. Like a line drawing on it. And what's this? There's another example of, let me go, this one. Okay, so this is from 94. See, again, that hipster art style. So that's a label sample for $12 with $20 shipping. Jesus fucking Christ. It looks like me. Yeah, I was big on Jolt Collar myself. All right, so Pugwash checking. Tab Clear was in the UK in 93, discontinued 94. That did not stay for very long. And you're right, that was the other reason. We were ahead of the time. Okay, Collar, like okay, Puma. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. I'm just remembering a couple of Simpsons jokes from the early 90s about cynical Generation X. And yes, absolutely, Nettie, Jolt was the cool hacker cola. I went through a phase where I was, because it was in all the 7-Elevens for a while. And I like, yeah, twice the caffeine of like Coke, and a lot of sugar. And I was drinking way too much of it. And I was like, I need to start drinking something that doesn't have sugar in it. That's when I got into Pepsi Max. Very much an acquired taste, both of them, really. Oh, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to have I've not had a freezer martini in what feels like a very long time. So I'm going to have a freezer martini because fuck it. Fuck it. Why not? My last alcoholic beverage for the night. Then I'll be good and drink water. All right. But Cocktail Cat has convinced me. I'm going to go and have a martini. Oof. Okay. Martini. All right. Martini glass. Freezer martini. Been very clear. Forgotten what my freezer martini tastes like. Nice. Oh, bit of ASMR glug glug. Notice me being responsible and not filling the glass to the top because that's very wide. If I filled it to the top, that would be like 4 drinks. That'd be ridiculous. Icy Saracen, I am a fat motherfucker. It's as simple as that. Pugwash, dentist told you, yeah, don't drink sugary things from about 8. Doubled your intake of Diet Cola. Yeah. There's questions of, is the diet drinks, do they have an acidic content that might be bad for your teeth anyway? Who knows? Cheers, y'all. Oh, that's right. I made that dirty. Yum. I have some olive brine in a bottle. Not olives, just olive brine to make dirty martinis. And I just put a little bit in it in the last mix. And there's a really pleasant sort of saline edge to it. So it's not salty as such. And I'm not super into dirty martinis. But there's something quite nice about the level of salinity that has at the moment. I think when I top it up, I won't top it up yet. I'll maybe have another martini tomorrow night and then top it up again. I think when I top it up next, I won't add any more of the brine. We'll see. So, Lumi, you're going to head off. Thank you for hanging out. Happy non-binary day to you. And as far as I'm concerned, every day is your day. Okay, so I'm always here for positivity, support, and encouragement when you're dealing with the fuckery of the world, because we all know there's a lot of that. A lot of fuckery goes on in the world. And having none of it. No, that is really quite good. Yummy. Right. I'm trying to think because it's not date night this weekend, so I get a Saturday night stream too. After being away for Friday and Saturday last week because I went to Healesville, mostly to visit the Four Pillars distillery. But we did manage to visit 2 other distilleries as well. We just looked what was around. It's like, oh, okay. There's a little one 20 minutes that way. So we'll go and visit that. We had like dips and cheese and some tasting platters. Some paddles. I tend to call them tasting paddles. They make gins and vodkas. And because it was a winery, they had vermouth. And I tasted their sweet vermouth, and I really liked it. So I have a bottle of their sweet vermouth, which I have not yet opened because I have some So, okay, for reals, because we want to know these things. Mrs. Angry looked up the why is it called Four Pillars, and they have a bunch of kind of sort of answers. One's because there's like three guys started the distillery. They were like, the four pillars are the three of us and the still. I love that. Greg saying hi. Can't hear nothing. He's at a gig. Although you should follow Greg's Instagram. He does great live music photos, actually. Yeah, so the original thing is like the four pillars was the three guys and the still, and then they came up with some other vague things. Oh, it could also mean this. Of course, I mean this, and yeah, I find it weird that they don't just have a distinct answer. This is why we called it four pillars. I think it. So they said, the four pillars are the three of us and the still. That's the one that makes the most sense to me. So, but they make very nice drinks. We had several of the. We had some tasting paddles again, and several of their cocktails. And it was very yummy. In fact, I worked out of the various tastings we did, just went to 3 distilleries, actually did 20 tastings that weekend. It was 12 gins, 3 vodkas, 3 rums, 1 vermouth, and 1 triple sec. So, I don't know. That was pretty good, I thought. 3 distilleries, 20 tastings, several cocktails. Only had cocktails at Archie Rose. When we found one that was on the way home, it's like the most direct route driving from my place to Healesville is about an hour. And we looked, there was a place we could visit on the way back. It was about a 40-minute drive from Healesville, and then a 40-minute drive from there to home. So it was obviously not as direct a route as the route we took to Healesville. But that's a rum distillery, and I tasted some of their rums, and they were very good, actually. They made very good rums. It was quite hard to decide, because I wanted to get a bottle, and it was quite hard to decide which one to get. But I decided to go with their Overproof Silver, because that's got these really funky flavors and really punchy, really strong flavor. So like a little bit of that in cocktails goes a long way. Yes, well, see, Kirsten, I haven't been to Sydney in like forever. Obviously, if and when I next go to Sydney, I would visit Archie Rose. So, yeah. Safa, good evening. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no. We'll definitely have to do it at some point, Kirsten. Oh, nice. Pugwash pub in Petersburg called The Still. They make beer on site. I remember when I was last in England, visiting where Mrs. Angry's mum lived, the Cotswolds, very cute area. We're in this little village called Cullen. And in the next village, sort of over, there was this really old pub, like 300 or 400-year-old pub, on a fucking cliff, and the ciders they had on tap were filthy dirty and very yummy. Bumfungus, you're in Sydney? Dude, I will fucking say if I'm going to Sydney. I haven't been to Sydney in yonks. Ooh, Kirsten, you're going to take me to the big distillery. Money can't buy experience. I mean, look, clearly got to do it at some point. I haven't been to Sydney, obviously not since COVID, but probably 4 or 5 years since I've been in Sydney. So I got to do it. Holy shit, Safa. That's incomplete brass monkey weather there. -6 Celsius. What the fuck is meant, if it's -6 in the country, what the fuck is it meant to be here tonight? So I'm just going to check. Yeah, fuck off. What's this? Oh, they've changed their fucking app. Okay. No, we're meant to be 5 overnight. Jesus, -6. That's fucking oof. So tomorrow's meant to get as high as 15. Oh, it's positively balmy. God, we've had a bit of rain this week. Yes, Pugwash, Cotswolds filled with orchards, and lots of the people make cider out of the orchards. Where there was another one we went to, huge fucking vats, and I mean like hundreds, thousands of liters of cider in these vats, and you get we've got this plastic 2 liter jug and just put it under the tap and filled it up. And the cider was called Black Rat. It was a scrumpy. Uh, um, which was the same one they were selling in this pub, Black Rat. Comparatively high alcohol, like I think about 15% for a cider. And it's just like, I've got this huge plastic jug filling it with cider going, man, I just feel so fucking classy right now. Just filling up a 2 liter plastic jug. Fucking hell. Oh, Jesus. So, yes. Cotswolds, great place for cider because, God, there is something weird floating in my. Just when I put my finger in there. I think it's because it was frozen. Well, okay, Safi, you're talking about when you go to sleep. I'm a big proponent of not having heaters on when you sleep because shit can go wrong with them. I mean, have a heater up to the point you get in bed, but then just contain your heat in the bed. I'm a very strong proponent of don't leave the heater on when you're asleep because shit can go wrong and you won't realize if you're asleep. And that's when shit going wrong, that's shit that can make sure you never wake up, basically. It can poison you while you're asleep. So, yes, my suggestion would be don't leave the heater on when you go to bed. Pugwash, no, I'm pretty sure I banished all the non-alcohol from here. This is a very dry martini, not as dry as Kirsten likes them, but this is about 5 or 6 parts gin to 1 part vermouth. I think Kirsten likes it 8 parts gin to 1 part vermouth. Yes, depending on the heater, Safa, some gas heaters, you can end up with carbon monoxide poisoning. And of course, radiant heaters can start fires. And again, it's the same deal. If you're asleep, it may create a sort of smoke carbon monoxide that doesn't wake you up. It just keeps you asleep and you fucking die. So, yes. And also there's the expense as well. So I'm a big believer in turn the heater off when you go to bed. Just have a nice sort of insulated thing in the bed where you keep your body heat in. Be like the Boy Scouts, sleep nude. So was that a commercial car wash? High pressure hose blasted your green pea plates off? Oh, Megalith, you like electric blankets. I have not used an electric blanket in so long. But I do remember kind of liking them. See, Safa, sleeping bag. That's you're insulated. Sleeping bag should keep you warm. Pugwash, you had a CO alarm in your camper. Yes. Best to be awake when you suffer. Definitely. Safa, for reals, you regulate your body. Maybe it's because I'm sleeping with someone as well, but you regulate your body heat better if you're naked. I'm just saying. And when I mentioned Boy Scouts don't really sleep naked, but it's a survival thing. If someone has hypothermia, you get under covers with them, and both naked and body warmth will save them. And yes, Dr. Abigail, cheap electric blankets, particularly, can have dangers. You'll wake up on fire. That's a real thing. But yes. I remember, not quite as serious as that, but way back, friends of mine, they had like a bedside lamp. It's just normal lamp, just a normal globe, incandescent globe on it. And they put a shawl over the top of it to soften the light. And it's nice. And, it really softened the light. And, and they actually fell asleep with this shawl over the light. And they underestimated how hot an incandescent globe is. And the shawl that was over it started smoldering and was probably just about to burst into flame when my friend woke up. It's because what's that terrible smell? And it was the shawl smoldering from the heat of the incandescent globe. It's probably very close to bursting into flame, but also the smoke coming from it was probably toxic, and there was probably a solid chance of it killing them in their sleep. So we live in a dangerous world, kids. Everything wants to kill you. I mean, the jokes in Australia are all the wildlife wants to kill you. No, it doesn't. There's only a teeny tiny number of things in Australia that can actually kill you. But household accidents, that's where you fucking die. So watch out is all I'm saying. Pug wash. You have a microwave foot room. Oh, I thought you actually stick your feet in a microwave. What's that? No, Mrs. Angry has things like that, like wheat, things filled with wheat. You nuke it for a couple of minutes. Yeah, your one's filled with gel. Mrs. Angry has wheat bags. They're very thick material with wheat on the inside, and you microwave them. And the wheat on the inside absorbs a lot of heat and stays hot for quite a while. And some of them are designed to go around your neck and whatnot. And yeah, well, as someone mentioned, bum fungus hot water bottles are great for warming up a bed. Mrs. Angry heard me mention her name. I was talking about wheat bags. We're now, because one of the viewers, Safa, said it's -6 Celsius in the country tonight where he is. So now we're all talking about ways to keep warm. Shut the fuck up, Mimsy. Seriously. You are so obnoxious. Ha! Sorry, I don't know if any of you heard that change in pitch in Mimsy there. It's because Mrs. Angry picked her up. Oh, yeah, Megaleech, that's another great household one. Clothes dryers causing house fires, unemptied lit traps. So, Net, Mum put a wheat bag in the microwave for 2. Oh, yeah. No, yes. You do it for too long and it will actually burn. I see, Dr. Abigail knows you got a wheat bag for your neck. Yeah. Yes, you all heard her. She's so obnoxious. She makes so much noise. And then that last change in pitch, she's just doing those obnoxious meow, meow. And the last one with her, Mrs. Angry picked her up and carried her away. Stupid cat, honestly. Yes, Safi. Okay, I think the big thing with hot water bottles is don't keep them in your bed all night. First, because they just go cold. But second, for my mind, you put a hot water bottle in your bed before you get in the bed. And then when you get into bed, you chuck the hot water bottle out and you're just there in the pre-warmed bed and you keep the thing. Okay, just for to help you out. Safa, obnoxious. But yeah, I think it's because she's old. She's old and her brain is turning to mush. That's the main reason Mimsy is really obnoxious now. She's old and her brain is turning to mush. All right. Just putting my freezer martini back in the freezer. Put that in there. Might have another freezer martini tomorrow night. Who knows? Well, see, Pugwash, I certainly think I get grumpy as I get older. So So when I say that about Mimsy, I'm essentially identifying with her. So cold water martini. That's weird. The water leaking thing that I was worried about the other day is not happening anymore. I wonder what that was. Now it looks like I'm drinking a super clear martini. Water. I think obviously not everyone old is grumpy. I think I am. But it's just like fucking just got less time for people's bullshit. The more years you've spent putting up with bullshit, the less time you have for bullshit, I think. Pugwash, you think I should dose Mimsy with some vodka? Something to put her to sleep, certainly. Again, we've got 2 weeks. It's like Shadow never comes on the stream. You never see Shadow. She's weird. I don't know. But she's her own cat. But when Mrs. Angry and I are sitting on the lounge watching stuff, often Shadow will come in and she'll be super friggin' demanding of attention. Climb over. She won't settle down. She wants to be patted. She wants to sort of rub up against you, but won't settle. Whereas Mimsy settles. Mimsy sits on you and goes to sleep. And the other place we see Shadow's the bedroom. She will sleep on the end of our bed when we're in there. But visitors never see Shadow. People she doesn't know there, she just disappears. And Nettie, I think that's right. You'd be so used to bullshit. It just is more obvious where bullshit will lead, so you have less time for it. So, Kirsten, you're trying to decide the ethics of walking to the shop to stock up on stuff. That is the modern ethical dilemma, the COVID dilemma. I got what you meant. I wasn't sure what typo led to washing to the shops. Dashing. Okay. Pugwash gets this on keyboards. Yeah. Yeah, I haven't had that for a while, but I have had it in the past. What I've had more recently is, working from home. Several times I'm having, online meetings with people, and that's the moment Mimsy goes, I have to sit on your lap. Like, I'll sit there the whole day. She won't come anywhere near me. And then I'm in a meeting and she just goes, right now is when I have to jump on your lap for tunch. Oh, there you go. Kirsten, the government says it okay. We can't argue with the government. Yeah, not sure what your conscience says. Wear a mask. If you have a mask, I think that's legit. Just wear a mask. You haven't tested positive. Wear a mask. Go down there. So good, man. As they say. We can get that, the Better Call Saul reference. But yeah, I think you wear a mask, you're fine. Unfortunately, bum fungus, yes. That is what the various governments they've given up. They've gone, there's no longer any political will to have mandates for masks or lockdowns or other restrictions. Nitty, your Zorro does the same thing. As soon as you're chatting on video with nobody, Zorro climbs onto your lap. Yep. Pugwash, yes, that's the other thing. Wear a mask, rob a bank. Why not? It's kind of like the only mandate still in Melbourne is you're supposed to wear a mask on public transport. But less than half of people do now. But I like it. I've got my mask handy. Here comes the tram. And just put the mask on. It's just like you're going to do a heist. It's like, here we go, doing the heist now. Put the mask on. Yeah, of course. But you got to get the boring stuff. You should do it. Just wear a mask. Just go down there, wear a mask, do it as quickly as possible. I think you're doing the right thing. But yeah, it's definitely like the big moral conundrum at the moment. Do I or do I not go out and get some stuff I need if I'm worried that I've been exposed to COVID? Oh, wow, Nettie, you actually saw a trend where everyone was wearing a mask for the first times. There is a lot of variations. My last couple outings, the number of people wearing masks varied from about 10% to over half. So, gosh, they used to tell us to remove a helmet to pay for fuel. Now it's wear a mask. That's the fun. And there literally have been. I've seen a bunch of Crime Stoppers stuff in the last 2 years, trying to find the people who did this. And they're all wearing surgical masks or N95 masks. And it's hilarious. Well, we should be worried at the moment, Eddie. There's probably more COVID in circulation now than ever before. That the Omicron variants, was it BA4 and 5, seem to be more transmissible, more virulent than any other variation. We should be worried. You go about it. You forgot to bring your whole bag, masks, pens. Oh gosh, had to sit on the train unmasked. I hate it when I go to get on public transport and I realize I don't have a mask with me. I go to sit there and go, man, do people think I'm an asshole? Because I always look at people without masks and think they're an asshole. So I'm just sitting here, and it's just because I was already a long way from home and I don't have a mask. Ugh. And then I spend the whole time, oh, sorry, that's a bad sign. If I yawn once, I usually yawn lots. We shall see how I go. Oh, it's only just after 9. All right. Gotta pace myself. That's thinking, bum funkus. Have masks stashed in different places. Yeah, like I have a bag that I carry my laptop in to go to work, and there's at least a mask or two in that. And there's like a mask in my drawer at work, and there's masks in my car. But sometimes I just fucking forget. I just leave the house and I like walk to a tram or a train, and I get there and go, oh man, I didn't bring a fucking mask. Which is stupid as hell because I have them everywhere. Very, very, very stupid. I have the friggin' masks everywhere, and sometimes I forget them. Oh, Safa, the opposite, my man. First, like I got my booster on Tuesday. It was my 4th shot. No real effect on Tuesday. My arm was like upper arm, just moving. It was like, ow, ow. Now it's only sore if I touch it. But then on Wednesday, I was tired and lethargic all day. And I had to lie down in the middle of the day. But then I got proper sleep. I'll be fine. I'll be yawning again. Fuck. I hear this happen. Oh. It's going to take essentially a disaster for lockdowns or closed borders. And by that I mean like health systems collapsing, dead bodies in the car parks and whatnot. Because none of the governments have the political will to impose restrictions again because they expect too much backlash. Ooh, so nobody's coming in 2 weeks, so that's cool. So, Safi, your soreness went away today and Wednesday. Yeah, all right. Oh, yeah, Pugwash. Sorry. Yawns? That whole thing about yawns being contagious, that's basically a version of hypnotism. You're doing something and then influencing. And sorry, I'll do it. Just talk. I should stop talking about. I should stop talking about yawns because just talking about yawns makes me want to yawn. And yes, Safa, we it could get worse than January, basically. But yeah. So what's this now? I can still feel it. Like when I poke the injection sites, like, yeah, it's a bit sore. Yeah, it feels like someone punched me in the arm. But on Tuesday night, just even moving the arm was like, ow, I can feel that. But since yesterday, I actually have to touch it to feel it. But yeah, I just realized I was super lethargic yesterday, and it was just oofed. And yeah, so I had nana nap in the middle of the day. Yes, Nettie. Pell should be in trouble. And yes, I did see a victim's father suing him. Fuck Pell and fuck the Catholic Church for everything they did with the abuse. So Dr. Robbie is saying that's mirror neurons, parasympathetic nervous system. God, I think you're okay. Yeah. When did I last get punched in the arm? A while ago. But I mean, I've had, friends in the past who do that sort of shit. Punch you in the arm or dead leg you, punch you in the thigh. Do the kids still say that? That was the thing we would do at school, dead legs. You punch someone in the thigh while they're sitting down and you really fuck their leg up. That was very big when I was at school, dead legs. Dead arms was less thing, but it was still a thing. You punch someone in the upper arm and they're like, oh, fuck, now I can't use my arm. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. I was actually going to do something that's even worse. Oh, Christ. I was going to do something that was worse than the yawn thing, but it's pretty evil. So I don't know if I will. But it's the same sort of thing. It's the power of suggestion, which arguably is a form of hypnotism. Just reminding someone of something can make them feel it. Pugwash. I'm sure it's frowned upon to punch other kids at school. I'm sure it's frowned upon. Used to get away with ridiculous amounts of shit when I was at school. Got in several fights at school. Nettie, you always wondered what the dead leg thing was, but never found out. You thought it was a reference to penis. Understandably. Because with teenage boys, almost everything is a reference to penises. But no, it's punching someone in the thigh and fucks their leg up and they can't walk. And it goes numb. Yeah. Safa, what did I have for dinner? I made, yesterday, I cooked up I marinated some chicken thighs, thigh fillets, and I pan-fried them with some mushroom and onion. And I had one for dinner yesterday. Today, because there was some extras, I chopped up the chicken thigh and made an omelette with chicken and mushroom and onion. And it was super fucking yum, actually. Thank you for asking. I had a good dinner, which I made myself. It's often, I think you're asking because it's normally Thursday night takeaway in the household, but young Mr. Angry is out socializing and young Ms. Angry was actually working. She was doing some part-time hospitality stuff. And plus I bought takeaway lunch twice this week. Just because I was out and about and I was near some of our favorite places for getting takeaway. And so I got some takeaway. It's one place that does these loaded chips that are really good. And the other one was some Asian food, a Korean place called Kimchi Grandma. Very yummy. I was just in the neighborhood. Well, it's in my neighborhood. And but I was there getting something from another shop, which is just next to it. And I went, so I just said to the offspring, I'm going to be next. Actually, that was when I got my vaccination at the Priceline that was on that street. And I said, look, I'm going to be up there. I'm so close to Kimchi Grandma and it's really yummy. I'm going to get some. Do you want some? And so, yeah. So we got some chicken and beef bulgogi and whatnot. Yum. Super yummy. They also do huge serves. They're not cheap. You pay like $20, but they give you it's like 2 or 3 meals. And so, yeah, we bought a couple of things from them and we were eating those for a couple of days. So, yes, takeaway this week has probably been lunches. Is again, yes, young Mr. Angry is just a bloody social butterfly and he's going out so often, but even young Ms. Angry is working tonight. So, it is what it is. Safa, you had to drive to another town to get Moderna. Well, yeah, again, I live in the city. It was literally just go on a website and go vaccine booking, and I found a place and booked in straight away. And Dunzo. Safa, maybe. I had the food relatively early, like I had it at about 6 o'clock. Maybe it's the digesting of the food that's catching up on me. Oh yeah, Safa, I got Moderna. I mean, it wasn't that fast, but yeah, again, it's probably just the number of options here. Like, just within a one suburb radius, there's 20 pharmacies that were doing vaccinations, and I just went, oh, that one. Oh, I just keep yawning. It's like the floodgates, like a dam breaks, one yawn, and then it's all over. I'm just going to keep yawning. What's it saying? 9:15. It's not like I'm tired. I don't feel like I'm going to fall asleep, but I cannot fucking stop yawning. It's ridiculous. I was wondering if I should drink this. So I got a deal. This was a freebie with something I bought recently. Brix Rum Manhattan. Brix are a Sydney rum distillery. This was a freebie with something I ordered. Made in Surrey Hills, Sydney. Sydney's only dedicated craft rum distillery. I'm trying to find something that says the ABV on this. I would have thought they were required to make it quite prominent, but okay, it's in really, really little letters that my old man eyes need more light to see. 25% ABV. Okay. That's virtually alcohol-free by my standards. So some of your parents' town is dead at night, especially in winter. My fucking suburb is dead at night, man. I've had several visitors here absolutely marvel at how fucking quiet this suburb is at night. Oh no, Pugwash. I do actually want to go to sleep. I don't want to have anything with caffeine now. I have a general rule, unless I want to stay up all night, I don't drink caffeine after 8. And tonight, I don't think I drank caffeine after 7. Nettie, that's always fun. Elon Musk, what a fuckwit. For anyone who's missed it, I don't know how you could have missed it because it's been reported everywhere. But anyway, so yes, a couple months ago, I forget how long ago, Elon Musk said he was going to make a bid to buy Twitter, and a lot of people were up in arms because Elon Musk is a fuckwit. And the idea of him dictating what was allowed on Twitter, him and his free speech, was not great. And in the early weeks of that thing, he was shown repeatedly to be a fucking moron, and exhibiting no understanding of the complexities that would be required to operate an entity like Twitter. But anyway, after a bunch of backing and forthing, the Twitter board accepted his takeover deal. And it became very clear almost straight away he was going to try to find a way to back out of it, because he's a fucking idiot who never delivers on anything he says. That stupid tunnel thing of his, the missions to Mars, the self-driving cars, all of this shit. He's just nothing but a complete fucking bullshit artist. And it became very obvious he was going to try and get out of the deal. And it was like, I don't know, was it a week or two ago? He explicitly said, I'm not going to do the deal, because he had this obsession about there's too many bots on Twitter, which has literally nothing to do with the agreement he made to take over Twitter. And so then he said, I'm not going to do it. And then Twitter said, well, we've got a legally binding contract that you can't just back away from to give us billions of dollars. Fuck you, you fucking tool. And so now the Twitter board is saying they are going to sue Musk to force him to follow through with the purchase of Twitter. Now, whether that happens or they just shake him down for several $billion in compensation is anyone's guess. But Elon Musk is a fucking idiot. So you get all these ridiculous fanboys who worship him and say like, oh, but the richest man in the world, you know what you're talking about. Okay. Way over half of Musk's wealth is imaginary. It's imaginary. It's tied up in stock prices for companies that have no. Tesla has no future. Tesla has no future at all. So, and his start, people go, oh, but he's a genius. You're just jealous because he's just made all this money. Okay, his start, he got his millions from the family's apartheid emerald mine. So Nettie, I'm going to answer that. How did this fucking moron get so rich? He inherited millions from his family's apartheid emerald mines. And then he was in Israel, I think, working on startups and whatnot. And he had this idea for a payment system. And his shit was never going to work. And he ended up essentially buying into PayPal. And the PayPal thing turned into a multi-billion-dollar payday. That was where he got his very big start, buying into someone else's idea. And then the whole thing with Tesla, Tesla is smoke and mirrors. And even bought into Tesla, bought into SpaceX. Not that SpaceX makes money, but he bought into Tesla. Tesla's not his idea. He acts like, he loves to cultivate this thing. He's like Tony Stark. He's not. Okay. He's not stupid as such. He just vastly overestimates how his intelligence can be applied. And he thinks because he is smart in some areas and his ego has told him that means he's smart in all areas. And because on paper, he's the richest man in the world, but significantly more than half his wealth is absolutely imaginary. Virtually all his wealth is imaginary anyway. And Tesla is a shell game. Tesla's smoke and mirrors. Tesla will eventually collapse because it's fucking nothing. And there's one school of thought that the whole Twitter thing was a thing to let him liquidate billions of dollars in Tesla shares without causing a panic. Because if he just went out and said, I'm selling billions of dollars in Tesla shares, the shares would tank. But if it was like, I have to sell billions of dollars of Tesla shares to buy Twitter, that was a different thing. But anyway, now he says he wants to get out. Twitter are going to sue him for a couple of $1,000,000. He's a fucking moron. And yes, Bumfunkers, he is a grifter. Oh, yeah, and Pugwash. Bill Gates, does a lot of good, but there's some dodgy shit in there. Safa must go bankrupt. I don't know. But the vast majority, as I've said multiple times now, the vast majority of Musk's wealth is imaginary. And the bullshit can only last for so long. Man, wow. That is really interesting. The Brix Manhattan. So that's Brix, rum, and vermouth. It's almost nutty. Very interesting flavor. It tastes a little bit like tea. It's kind of like, I'm just trying to come up with tasting notes, and it's kind of like tea with walnuts or almonds. Like, it's nice, but it's a really interesting, and it's slightly smoky. So it's like one of those slightly smoky teas, like oolong or something. And maybe with like a nutty sweetener, like oh god, brain go blank. What is the almond sweetener called? It's in all the tiki drinks. Okay, I must have had a couple of drinks tonight because a very basic word is escaping me. Fuck, I've got some in the fridge. And a bum fungus. Not cyanide, but I get where you're coming from. Bitter almonds. What's it called? There's some of it in here. It is Orgeat. That's it. Nut-based sugar syrups are called Orgeat. 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 French. So it's not Orgeat or Orgeat. It's Orgeat. So yeah, it tastes a bit like tea with Orgeat as a sweetener. And a smoky tea, just very lightly smoky tea with Orgeat as a sweetener. Okay, so we've swapped from yawning to hiccups at the moment. So, variety, I guess, at least. Variety being a spice of life. Look at I've got to juice this tomorrow. Look at my giant orange, size of my face. It's bald now. I've harvested all of the peel for garnishes for cocktails over the last 2 weeks. And then Mrs. Angry uses them the next day in a hot chocolate. See, this is the new one. It's only had 2 bits of peel taken off it. One of which is in here. So yes, I'm going to leave that, and then Mrs. Angry will put that in a hot chocolate in the morning. So she gets the orange flavor, which is nice. And then there's always just a little, little echo. Okay, that's Mimsy fucking around with the door, is it? Yes, it is. You see, do I let her try on her own? Usually this, I don't know if you can see it. All right, let's try this. Oh no, she stopped. You see the little paw coming through the door. Okay, I hate that knocking noise, so I might go over and just open the door enough so she can just come in if she wants. Come in and say hello. All right, you're a bit of space. Yes, all right, Easy. I'm opening the door. She's doing it again. Yeah. Do you want to come in? You weird cat. She might come up and say hello now. She may well come up and say hello. We shall see. She's going to sniff around on the floor to see if anyone drops some food she can eat, which honestly happens a fair bit. So it makes sense that she would search for stuff. Yes. There's no food though, is there? Don't think anyone dropped anything tonight. I'm partly tempted to find something like there's still some chicken in the fridge. Get a little bit and put it on the floor, but I don't want to spoil her because she's fucking obnoxious. You'd think like if you do something nice for her, they won't hassle you, but you do something for her and she hassles you more. Like, you did that thing for me before, do it again. Like, we have this jug of water in the bathroom for her to drink from in the hope that she doesn't drink out of the toilet because she fucking does that. And it's like on the side of the bath. And but she drinks it down a bit. And so she has to stick her whole head in the jug to get water. And it's like, okay, when you have to stick your whole head in, I'm going to top it up. But not while you're watching, not while you're there. Because if I fill it up in front of you, when you look at me and meow and say, please fill up my water, you'll do that shit to me all the time. So I will only fill up your water when you're not watching, because do something for you once and then you expect it to be done all the time because you're fucking obnoxious. Yeah, so, and that's what Mrs. Angry feeds her. So my joke is Mimsy just sees her as a food lady. So I won't feed her because you do it once and she just expects you to do it all the time. It's like the thing when she's just sniffing around the kitchen floor. Because once, I don't know, a couple months ago, I was chopped up some bacon to make a carbonara, and I was stirring in the pan. I know I stirred a bit much, and one little bit of bacon sort of flew out and landed on the floor. And Mim's in the kitchen, and she could smell something. She sniffed around, no, and she found it. And she just goes, "Well, that smells good." And then she ate it, and she was like, "Well, that's fucking fantastic." And she just went wild for it. And ever since then, as soon as someone starts cooking in the kitchen, she comes in and makes these demanding, obnoxious meow noises, and starts sniffing and stalking around the kitchen floor to see if you've dropped anything she would like to eat. She is an endless yawning chasm of need. Super annoying, basically. It's the summary for Mimsy. She's super annoying. Got to decide if I want to keep this bottle. Like, I have a bunch of the little bottles. I wonder if I have a stopper, because I kind of like stoppers. That's too big. Got like 50 stoppers over there. Because I soak off that label and I often make little batches of things. Sometimes it's just a syrup, sometimes it's a little cocktail, and I put them in these little bottles. There'll be a new bottle. Maybe I could do it. Let's see. All right, I'm going to go over there, get a handful of stoppers, and see if there's one that fits this. So one relatively small one. These look like the small ones. All right. Okay, it's one of these or it's nothing. All right. So playing a little game. Do any of these stoppers fit this bottle? These are things I do to amuse myself. Can I find a stopper for this bottle? That's too small. Glee, yes. You know what I'm talking about. A cat wants to get your attention. So it's like, this stopper, too big. This stopper, too small. So the Goldilocks thing, is there one that's... No, that's too small. I think they'd be universal, really. Too small. Too small. That's really fascinating. All the ones I just got from the window were too small. I honestly was not expecting that. All right. Challenge accepted. I think I'm going to get some more stoppers. Well, why not? That one. What else is here? That one. And that one. Fuck it. I'm going to try these. Got another 5. Yes. How much is that stopper in the window? Yeah, all right. So too small. Too small. Too small. Too small. Too big. Wait, can I? Just right. Sorry, there's a whole sexual thing about can I jam it in there? Yes, I can. And it's just right. Okay. For some reason, I like stoppers more than a screw top. So, that's an Appleton one. Okay, that's interesting. It's from a rum bottle. All right. See, that's why I keep 30 stoppers over there, because you never know when you're going to need one. All right, so I might soak the label off this bottle and use it for something. So I was talking about, like, I make syrups. I've got way too many fucking syrups in the fridge at the moment. Like, how many? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like 5 syrups there. There's a little bit in that one, so 6 different. Ugh, need to consolidate them. Or I mean, they're just sugar. Maybe chuck them out and make a new one. Glee, if there's one with a waggly tail, that's the one you want. That's how the song goes. Yes, I know. Pugwash. I was deliberately playing up the sexual element of that's too big, that's too small. Jam it in there. Oh, absolutely, Dr. Abigail. Yes, I will say yes. I will now just double check if I'm logged into Discord on this laptop or if I have to. All right. Yep. That looks like a thing I can do after the stream. All right. All right. Oh, Yom Air. I mean, I don't know if there's anything else anyone particularly wants to discuss tonight. Because I'm not getting completely fucking scuttered, like I'm not drinking any more alcohol tonight. As opposed to tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, I'm completely open to the concept of getting fucking shit faced. Whereas tonight, I just wanted to get mildly inebriated, which I have achieved. I don't know, unless there's anything anyone really wanted to discuss. I might even end the stream soon. I'll think about that. I'll have my maraschino cherry, for which I have developed quite a taste in the last year. Yummy. Luxardo maraschino cherry is fucking yum. I think they're Italian. Where are they? Yeah, Italian. A local maker. In fact, the people who make these barrels that I age things in also have several of their liqueurs, and I did get their new make Spirit, which is basically moonshine, unaged whiskey, and I aged it in one of those barrels for a couple months, and it's nice. But anyway, they have their own version of the maraschino cherries now, which they talk up and sound good, but I think they're about, in terms of cost and volume, they're somewhere between twice as much and 4 times more expensive than the Luxardo ones. I was like, I probably don't need them. I was very interested when I got an email saying they were making the brandied cherries, and it did sound good. And then I was like, oh no, looking at the cost, I probably don't need that. It's kind of like, okay, I'm a fan of bacon. And I was in the supermarket, a week or so ago, and I saw Starward Whiskey had done a partnership with a boutique bacon maker, and I don't know, some smoky bacon that was matured in Starward Whiskey. Somehow Starward had done a partnership with him, so I don't know. The bacon was aged in Starward Whiskey or something. I don't know exactly how it works, but I thought, well, that sounds pretty interesting. And I looked at the price. I was going like, that seems like a pretty small packet. I don't know how much is that per kilo? And it was like $80 a kilo. And I was like, okay, fuck no. I don't think I need it. So Glee, is that you saying cheers because I was saying I was leaving, or you're actually leaving? But anyway, cheers, one way or the other. Okay, I'm actually going to look it up to see Starward bacon. Oh, it wanted me to go with Star Wars bacon. There's it. They're called Saltsmith Maple Whiskey Bacon. So let's see if I can get it. Melbourne company Saltsmith. Handmade free range bacon. Collaborated with Starward. Started as an at-home charcuterie hobby. And then Starward Whiskey founder David Vitale raised the idea of a bacon and whiskey flight night. No, it would be possible except the commercial product Maltsmith was born. Rashes dry cured. Oh. Okay, so the maple whiskey bacon. No, it doesn't actually describe how they do it. I was hoping they would describe how they did it. No, they don't. So now I'm confounded by how the whiskey is put into the bacon. But as I said, it was $80. I think I worked out it was $80 a kilo, and I was like, "Fuck no!" Oh, it sounded like a vaguely interesting idea, but $80 a kilo, I don't think so. Yes, call me a lightweight or a tight fist or whatever, but buying bacon at $80 a kilo, not for me. Actually, I could double check that because I think there's a Woolworths listing here. Saltsmith, 200 grams. Yeah, okay. My webpage is loading very slowly. Fuck off. Okay, this page is not loading for some reason. Whatever. I mean, fuck with me, web page. Why don't you fuck with me? Sorry, I'm just gonna. All right, there's the actual Saltsmith page. What do they say? So buying it directly from Saltsmith, 200 grams for $17.50. Yeah, so that is not far short of $80 a kilo. I think it's more expensive in Woolies. All right, the Woolies listing again. Oh, same problem. This shit won't fuck. Oh, out of stock. That's why it's not loading. Okay. Fuck you, Woolworths. It's all good. So, Pugwash, your wife said she accidentally dropped bacon from a sandwich into a McDonald's coffee. Made no difference to the taste. Oh, good lord. Oh. All right. I thinky I am going to retire for the evening. I might try and gear up to make Friday night the first big party night in a while because I've been taking it easy for a while. Oh, nice. Kirsten, you're back. You wore a mask and you got dishwasher tablets. You did the right thing. I'm going to retire for the evening. give myself a bit of sleepy times, and maybe have a big night tomorrow night. We'll see what happens tomorrow night. Yes, I may drink more alcohol rather than staying relatively coherent. I might let myself get quite incoherent. We will see how that goes. And yes, Dr. Abigail, I'll go on Discord. So you all take care. I will see you another time, and tomorrow night, really, if you're available. And yes, Kirsten, I agree. You don't want to hand wash dishes if you're feeling sick. So you needed the dishwasher tablets. But I'm going to go to bed now. So take care, you all. If you're around tomorrow night, I'll see you then. But